Ask the missionaries that were present for my presentation yesterday the thing that I probably repeated 20 plus times. Love requires
sacrifice.
Exactly. I just like to say one thing about Mr. Trapeau. This is something really important what he said, and that is life gets very busy very quickly when school starts, or whenever you go into your next chapter, right? And there'll be priorities like, for example, some of you might go ahead and do his program, the C-Legs. What are you going to do about that? I'm very happy that he placed the bar so high. You know, that he didn't tell you everything you had to do. You know, one of the things you have to do? Show up at a webinar. Just show up. Like, go online and listen to this webinar. But do you know how many people don't do that? It's unbelievable. So, understand what you're up against. You're up against yourselves. It goes into a world that's, as I mentioned yesterday, so about me. And the number one issue that we have in holiness is this thing, right? Us. So the great things that are available to us as one of many is this program. But it's not easy to stay focused and to make those steps required, right, to get to where God's calling you. And I would agree. I think the one standing in the back, we need a little applause for these guys who've actually finished the C-Legs program. Because Mike's right. You go into college and you start mixing with people, they have done nothing for years. They have a leg up on nobody, right? And you have a year under your belt of a lot of amazing experiences. First and foremost, a lot of time spent before the Blessed Sacrament. Jesus Christ, truly present, body, soul, and divinity. The center of our faith. All of us in this room spent hours before the Blessed Sacrament. How awesome is that? That's probably the first thing that we need to remember after all this has been talked about, is I've had all that time with our Lord Jesus Christ. So don't forget that amazing fact. And remember the silence. There at late night, coming home tired, dragging yourself to do night prayers or whatever, and sitting there with the Blessed Sacrament silence. Or those early mornings where you're half asleep, you can barely, I'm not even able to get through Mass, who's celebrating Mass today, kind of thing, right? And my meditation was a total mess because I was half asleep and a disaster. Right? All those struggles count for something. Love requires sacrifice. That's what happened this year. That's what's going to happen in college. That's what's going to happen when you go into your next stage in life. Whatever it is, love requires sacrifice. So if you remember that buzz line, because that's the center of the gospel, then you're going to be fine. Because Christ lived it first. Right? He showed us what it required, our salvation. So I could come up here and tell you all kinds of other extras about the year, or what to do, what not to do. That's the center of it all, we know it. That's the center of it all. And so our Lord Jesus Christ, it's the Eucharist, and it's a silent, reflective communion with Him. That's it. And you cannot forget those memories, because they're in you. Those memories, all of you, the reason ex-missionaries show up on these nights is because the nostalgia. Mary! The nostalgia, right? Where were you? What year were you?
2001, 2002.
Where were you?
Dallas.
Dallas. Why is Mary married now with how many kids?
5.
Showing up at a co-worker reunion, missionary reunion, because she fanned the flame for me again. Right, Mary? Fan the flame. Because I need to remember what Christ did for me. And everybody's connected here in a very amazing way because of those common experiences. Not exactly the same. But that's why we're here. And that's why we need to stay together. The alumni program that has started in very small baby steps needs to grow. And it's going to grow because of you. It's not going to grow because of Helen or Angie or Father David or Father No. The growth of the alumni program has to happen with the missionaries, the former missionaries. You need to find out about that. You need to get connected. You need to make it happen wherever you're going to be. You have to. Once a missionary, always a missionary. And to put some real skin in the game, to get back to Mr. Drapeau, I would commit all of you, or suggest, probably better, that you go online and commit right now to give $1 a month to the Greg and Chrissy Mission Corporation. Why? Because you gotta have skin in the game. And if you can't give $12 during your college years, something's wrong with that. You need to do that. You need to swipe it. You need to get that dollar once a month, $12 a year to this mission program. And hopefully that will increase. Maybe next year, a couple years, $2.50 to get wildly generous. I'm going to give $2. That's what this program needs. It needs investment. It's financial investment. You need your sweat, blood, and tears. So I'm going to just leave you with that. That's enough. I think we ought to close with a little prayer.